All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're exploring the absolutely fascinating journey of taking a vague, late-night trading idea and transforming it into a highly precise, fully automated algorithm. We're going to take those raw concepts bouncing around in your head and turn them into reality using some of the most cutting-edge tools available today for TradingView. I always love starting with this exact question, mostly because, well, this is where the vast majority of traders fail right out of the gate. It is incredibly easy to confuse a plain English thought, something like buy the dip, with actionable mathematical logic. So ask yourself, is your strategy actually ready to face the market, or is it just a feeling? To bridge that gap, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with moving from idea to rules, explore no-code strategy builders, test out AI for Pinescript, navigate the Pinescript version 6 shift, secure our trades with dynamic exits and alerts, and finally, wrap up with validate before you trade. First step, Section 1, from idea to rules, curing the blank page problem. The whole secret here is learning that a winning strategy is essentially an ironclad contract, where every single decision has to be answered without any room for interpretation. There is a massive night and day difference between a fluffy concept and the precise specification you need for automation. Buy the pullback in an uptrend might sound totally reasonable to you and me, but to a computer, it's complete gibberish. A machine doesn't just intuitively know what a trend or a pullback is. However, defining it strictly as the EMA 20 crosses the EMA 50 with the RSI crossing below 30 on a bar close confirmation, now that gives us a fully testable concrete rule. Moving right along to Section 2, no-code strategy builders. This is all about building the visual blueprint. Because, let's face it, if coding isn't exactly your strong suit, you'll be thrilled to know that modern tools like Pineify's visual editor let you build these exact specifications using zero code. No more staring at a blank, intimidating editor screen. Imagine snapping Lego pieces together. That's essentially what this simple visual workflow is like. You can assemble standard components into a fully compiled TradingView strategy in just 4 steps. Step 1, you choose your direction and time frame. Step 2, you define your specific entry conditions. Step 3, you set your exit conditions. And Step 4, you configure your risk management. The whole shebang just visually snaps together perfectly. Next up, Section 3, AI for Pinescript. It's time for the coding agents showdown. What actually happens when your rules require some super custom calculations and you need an AI coding agent to step in and do the heavy lifting for you? Well, you quickly realize that not all AI is built the same. General large language models like ChatGPT are fantastic for learning broad concepts, sure. But if you ask them to write trading scripts, they frequently generate deprecated syntax that simply won't compile. On the flip side, specialized tools like PineGen AI or Pineify are trained specifically for TradingView's highly unique execution model. They understand exactly how the code actually needs to run in that specific environment. 85%. Let that number sink in for a second. That represents the first-pass compilation success rate for Pineify's specialized AI. And that high success rate is a direct result of the AI being fine-tuned specifically on Pinescript version 6 documentation, plus having a built-in autofix loop that detects errors and iterates automatically, all before you even see the final output. It's practically magic. All right, let's hit Section 4, the Pinescript v6 shift. We really have to talk about navigating these breaking changes. For those of you already writing code, we're diving into the massive structural shift from version 5 to version 6. Which introduces much stricter rules designed to prevent those incredibly frustrating subtle bugs. This shift is a real game changer. Back in version 5, you had 3 implicit states, true, false, or nah, which, yeah, it was convenient at times, but it caused so many hidden bugs. Version 6 throws that out and forces you to be totally explicit. A Boolean is now strictly true or strictly false, and you literally have to use an explicit bool function cast. No more guessing games. Then there's how the code is actually evaluated. Version 6 introduces lazy evaluation, meaning it skips the second part of an and/or condition entirely if the first part already decides the outcome. The old eager evaluation in version 5 always processed both sides, no matter what. So while lazy evaluation makes your script insanely fast and efficient, heads up, it can absolutely break legacy code that relied on the side effects of that second evaluation always running. But here is where this update unlocks incredible power. We are finally transitioning from static requests that require hard-coded strings to fully dynamic requests. By using variables or series strings inside loops, you are opening up massive, untapped potential for building custom screeners and advanced portfolio rotation tools directly inside your scripts. And to keep all this awesome new power organized, version 6 brings us enums, or enumerated types. This is a big deal because it gives your custom indicators strict type safety. It completely replaces those messy, error-prone magic numbers in your code with clear, highly readable names. The best part? It automatically generates a beautiful, professional drop-down menu right in your script's settings panel. Okay, moving into Section 5, Dynamic Exits and Alerts. Protecting capital in real time. We're stepping out of the theoretical syntax now and into live execution, looking at how we actually lock down and secure our capital when the algorithm is live. Listen, market volatility is like a living, breathing thing. It constantly changes. So using a static, fixed point value for your stop loss is inherently unnecessarily risky, which is exactly why we rely heavily on the average true range, or ATR. It's a built-in function that measures the actual, current, breathing volatility of the asset you're trading. So how do we put that into practice? We dynamically adjust our exits based on that real-time volatility, instead of just arbitrarily guessing a number. First, you record the low of the entry candle. Then, you subtract 2 times the ATR to set a dynamic stop loss. Finally, you add 2 times the ATR to the high for your profit target. Simple, right? But now, your exits adapt perfectly to the current market conditions. And the version 6 execution engine makes all of this so much safer under the hood. For instance, strategy margin now defaults to 100%. Meaning there is absolutely no accidental leverage applied. Plus, and this is huge, it automatically trims your oldest trades instead of just crashing your entire script when you hit that frustrating 9,000 order limit. On top of that, the strategy exit function now smartly evaluates absolute and relative parameters simultaneously. Which brings us to our final stop, Section 6, validate before you trade. The final sign-off. Because listen to me carefully, no matter how brilliant your AI agent is or how slick your visual builder is, deploying unvalidated code is a recipe for absolute disaster. Consider this your absolute non-negotiable mandatory checklist. It's literally like reviewing the final fine print clauses of a contract before signing away your money. You absolutely have to check your inputs and signal conditions. You must inspect historical signals bar by excruciating bar to ensure they trigger exactly when they should. You have to include realistic commission fees and slippage. And critically, you need to test on unseen periods, reserving data, and run a full paper trading simulation before live capital ever touches the market. Your strategy has to survive unseen market conditions. There is a really powerful truth from our source material that I want you to burn into your memory. It says, AI removes the blank page problem. It does not remove the responsibility to define and verify the trading logic. The tools draft the contract, sure. They get you past the scary blank screen. But you, and only you, are the one who has the absolute responsibility to verify every single assumption before going live. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I have to ask you, are you ready to finally stop trading on vague, fuzzy ideas and start signing the ironclad contract on your next algorithmic strategy? Now that you fully understand the tools, the shifting version 6 syntax, and the strict validation process, what is your very first testable rule set going to look like?